Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and today I'm going to discuss with you all a brief unscripted rant about the wandering court system that is being applied to Ethiopia in EU5. Now, they don't have it at game start, however, you're going to have the option to choose to take it after the game has been going on for a bit. We don't know when exactly, but early in the game, quote unquote, you'll get this event, a wandering court, and you'll have the option to allow this change, or a stationary capital is best. Now, the curious thing about this is that the wandering court thing is a bit of a testing ground. They have stated that in the comments of this Paradox Forum post, there have been dev responses stating that they know that certain places, and I didn't know this, like Castile, Aragon, the crowns of Iberia, had mobile courts to a degree. However, they are going to use Ethiopia as a bit of a test to see whether the system works well, and then if it does, they will go expanding the system. So you might be in a situation where several places around the world have a system where their court is not actually stationary, and sometimes their capital will just move per ruler death. Now, here we can see that move capital cost goes up if you have it, which means that it's harder to just manually, arbitrarily move your capital, but the point is that when a ruler dies through either an event or a one-time free use, who knows how it works. We'll have to get hands-on with the game before we know for sure, I expect. You get a chance to move it a time every time you have a new ruler, which could be quite often, depending on how martially inclined your rulers are, and the climate, I guess, you live in. Which I think is actually good in Ethiopia, so maybe your characters will live a decent amount of time. Who knows? In any case, the other thing it does is distance to capital going down, which presumably means that it's 10% better for control? Hard to say exactly why that works, but it sounds fun. I like this boost. I'm sure it will be nice, but we don't know enough about what this is causing you to miss out on. Now, the other thing that I wanted to address in this, the other experimental feature that I don't believe we've seen much of before now is, yes, we're interested in what he has to teach. There is this early game event as well. Lots of people have early game events that'll give you a change to a law or some other thing about your nation will change. However, this is one of the first times, I don't think we've really seen it much before now, where they have unique laws that are unlocked by content early game. Now, there is your canon outcome, which is the book. This is the real history, a real life lore, what happened. There's no need for punishment. He can go someplace else. But you have the choice to pick. We're also interested in what he has to teach. And this is one of two events that Ethiopia will get that will cause you to be able to choose an option and then get either estate privilege you would not get otherwise, so it gives you access to unique things, or a unique policy, I believe is the other one. The both days Sabbath. We had a bit of a rant on the stream about how funny this is, that it's a way that we don't know how many ways there are to empower the peasants early, but this is a way that you can quite easily, early game as Ethiopia, empower your peasantry a bit, and who knows, maybe it's a strategy to institute a both days Sabbath to help empower the peasants and then annoy them so that they'll rise up and turn you into a peasant republic. Who knows? But overall, past everything, it's just really funny, the concept of a nationwide institution of, yes, this is a privilege to the peasants. They both day Sabbath, which is Saturday and Sunday, are days of rest, so the lords can't make them work, which is really funny. But the other one is the Justice of Kings, where if you adapt this, we don't know if there's anything that you get positively from It Is Not the Time. And also don't know if it permanently locks you out of it. It's hard to say. I'm gonna assume that you can still take it later, but until proven otherwise, it seems like this is yet another case of you unlock a unique thing for your country by clicking an early game event, which seems to be a growing trend in EU5. Is this a good thing? Is it not a good thing? I'm not sure yet. I'll need to see more of it personally, but I would like to see what other folks think in the comments below. Whether they like the fact that there seems to be this trend of you have an early game option that includes there is a unique thing you can unlock, but the other things do not. Maybe it'd feel better if the alternative, maybe it would feel better if the alternative to adapting it gave you something else. I don't know what it would give you, but presumably this doesn't do much of anything. So, I don't know, maybe 3% stability. Whoa. But I think it would be nice if there was something else you could get by choosing the alternate option, so that it's not just a case of, with most of these events, there is the interesting thing and the thing that doesn't do anything. Because presumably, since they're only showing us the last option, and they're describing here it's a unique estate privilege, theoretically the top three don't really do anything interesting. So just feels like, well, I mean, surely you always want to pick the we're interested in what he has to teach. And here you will always want to do the we should adapt it so that you get this law. It's also a really good law. The monthly control clergy becomes really happy, and it'll give you a little bit of ticking towards centralization, which is very nice. The clergy power is whatever. You're not going to have good crown power at the beginning of the game anyway. It's going to take at least to the end of the Age of Renaissance before you get any sort of power for the crown, really. But with that, just want to conclude this tirade. Felt inspired the other day once we had our podcast talking about Ethiopia, and I wanted to hone in on a specific thing that I thought was interesting for those who either didn't watch the stream, or perhaps those who did watch the stream and would just like a little more of a focused insight into what I had to say. Now, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!